What's up, everybody? This is episode 68, 69. I'm not sure. But in this episode, I wanted to make this episode because I feel like there's somebody out there that kind of probably would need to hear this. And I've been seeing a reoccurring theme in a lot of the people that I've been helping lately, whether it's reading cards for them or giving some sort of insights, spiritual insights, whether it's a friend, a paying customer, whatever it is. I've noticed a reoccurring theme of people who are in situations or relationships with people. Those relationships end, and then sometimes you can become stuck on, is this person coming back or not? Is this person really gone? Because I think, and I've been this person before, where when I've lost somebody or a relationship has ended, it's hard to accept, right? Especially if the person meant something to you. And there are still relationships to this day, friendships that I still am having a hard time accepting are completely done or might possibly be completely done for the rest of my life. It's a tough pill to swallow. But I wanted to give some advice to people who are going through some sort of similar situation where you just are in this kind of running on this hamster wheel of not wanting to let go of people or situations, right? I've been there. And so I feel like the best advice that I can give to anybody who is in that sort of situation is to move forward, push forward, focus on yourself and push forward. And the reason why I say this, and I say this to anybody that is stuck on a person, or I'm more so talking about romantic, right? Because the romantic situations tend to be the more difficult ones to kind of let go and leave in the past. One of two things is going to happen when you push forward and focus on yourself. Either you are going to heal and be okay and move forward, and your life will go on and you will meet the person you are supposed to end up with, who's going to make you happier, or just the next person that's going to make you happy. Or you're going to be working on yourself, focusing on yourself, getting your goals down, and that person is going to come back healed and happy, and you can revisit the situation. Either way, it's a win-win. What we do when relationships leave us, when we sit idly by and wonder our pretty little brains about if this person is coming back or not. Did they ever love me? Do they still love me? Have they moved on? Have they? We are still taking the focus off of ourselves. And I feel as though this is like a defense mechanism, at least in my own, it's like a deflection, right? In my own experience, it's like, I wonder what she's doing. I wonder how she's doing. I wonder if she's fucking somebody tonight. I wonder, if she's over it. I wonder how she feels. It's a deflection to get away from how I'm feeling, because sometimes it's too hurtful or painful to face. And sometimes you don't want to. So what do? You put your focus on that person. And who knows if the person's focusing on you or not, whether they are or aren't is irrelevant. Because the only person, and y'all know if you've been following me for long enough, you know that this is very self-love centered. This channel, all of this is self-love centered, self-worth, right? So the only person that you can take up for in life is yourself, essentially. I mean, not essentially, just Literally, the only person that you should be taking up for in life is yourself. The only person you should be worrying about in life is yourself. And that's not to say be selfish and don't help other people. Of course, help other people, be there for other people, but don't concern yourself with what other people do. There's a difference, right? I could help my best friend tomorrow if she needed me, she needed advice. Great. If I gave her that advice and she chose not to take it, that's not my concern. That's the difference. And so when you're going through a situation where somebody leaves your life and you are concerning yourself with their affairs, you are just doing another version of forgetting about yourself. And that is the worst thing you can do, especially if you're on the healing journey and trying to heal from anything. The worst thing you can do is distract yourself from yourself, whether that's with substances, which is what I've done, with people, which is what I've done, with burning yourself out, which is what I've done. And I mean, you could fill in the blanks. If you are not focusing on your emotions and what you're feeling, going through the pain, going through the heartache of it, you are running on a hamster wheel, and you will forever be on that hamster wheel until you have that click moment, that moment where it clicks in your head and you think to yourself, why the fuck am I doing this? I haven't heard from them in X amount of time. Why the fuck am I here right now? Let me just, as much as it hurts, as much as I can, you can honor your feelings, right? You can honor the fact that you miss this person. You can honor the fact that you may still love them and have some sort of residual feelings for them. You can honor the fact that life hasn't been the same without this person. That could all very well be true, while simultaneously you're taking care of yourself. The two are not mutually exclusive of one another, right? And I've witnessed a lot of people recently. Maybe it's because Mercury's in retrograde. Maybe it's just my lesson back to myself. Maybe I'm just being mirrored lessons back to myself. But one thing I'm noticing in a lot of people is like, are they coming back? Are they coming back? Well, even if I were to tell you, yes, they're coming back, right? And I gave you a fucking solid time frame. They're coming back in 6 months. What would you be doing from now to that 6 months? What should you be doing from now to that 6 months? Taking care of yourself. I'll answer the fucking question for you. You should always be taking care of yourself, right? Okay. So what if I say they're not coming back? Never. They're never going to come back. Well, then what should you do from now until forever? To fucking take care of yourself. So regardless of what the answer is, will they come back? Will they not come back? What you should be doing is taking care of yourself and working on your healing and focusing on the things that you need to get done in your life, your goals, your aspirations, your dreams, all of the above. Focusing on that, being a complete human being. Because once you are a complete human being, and that's not to say completely healed, because listen, life happens and it completely fucks us all the way up, right? So that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is a complete person outside of other people. You don't predicate your self-worth on anybody else other than yourself. You don't seek outside validation. You don't honestly, that's just the umbrella. Like, you don't seek outside validation, period. Not from a substance, not from your parents, not from the fucking girl on Tinder, not from anybody else other than yourself. You validate you. That to me is completion, right? And that is what I believe we are all essentially working toward, is feeling complete, feeling some sense of completion, whatever that means to us, right? And who knows if we ever get there. I mean, this is life, right? There's always going to be shit to work on. And we all recognize that. But the point is to work on it. to not sit around waiting for somebody else to do what? To do what? You know, like, what are you doing in the meantime? And I had to learn this lesson the hardest way. I completely lost myself in a breakup with my ex-girlfriend. Completely, like, just said, you know what? Literally said, fuck this. Nothing else matters. I am not a person without her. That's complete codependency, by the way. I am not a human being. I am not worthy of anything without this other person, without my counterpart, right? And so I'm going to purposely, and I did this, self-sabotage myself because nothing else matters anyway. Because I put my worth and the stake that I put, like the stake in myself was predicated on whether she wanted me or not. She loved me or not. And when she didn't love me, I completely said, well, I'm not a person anymore. I wanted to die. Literally. I wanted to ruin myself. And I did in many ways. Financially, completely ruined myself. It mentally and emotionally, completely ruined myself. And what did I have to show for it? I was in school full time, right? I stopped going to school. Okay? What did that do? My credit score was fucking pristine. I said, fuck it, I don't care. I don't care. I only did this for her. I only made all of these moves for her. Now she's not here. I don't give a fuck what happens. I fucking literally threw my credit into the toilet that I'm still to this day working to build it back up. I had a perfect credit score. I was in the high 7s. I mean, now it's not that bad, but I had to build it back up to where it is today. It took years. And I'm still dealing with the repercussions of that. For what? Because I didn't take care of me and me first. I put my worth and my meaning in life onto her. My meaning was based on whether this other person was in my life and wanted to be in my life and wanted to love me or not. Everything good that I did for myself, everything good that I did to help myself progress along the way, I didn't do for me. I did for her. And so when she left, I said, well, this is all meaningless. So now I'm just going to stop going to school. I'm going to fuck everything up and I don't care about anything. And that is what happens when you put that much power into another person's hands. And that's not that other person's fault. That's yours. So when that person leaves your life and you're going from this person to that person, this psychic to that psychic, asking, are they coming back? What does it matter? What does it matter? Why do we need to know that? Why do you need to know that? And listen, this is coming from somebody who's been in that same situation, right? I've been in that situation where I'm like, with my ex, I was like, is she coming back? I need to know. I need to know if I'm going to have her back or not. And I wasted, and that's exactly what it is. It's a waste. I wasted so much time on that, and all of that energy that I spent questioning if she was going to be back, I should have been putting into myself, bettering myself and my self-worth. And you know, and listen, I have no regrets. It's all part of the journey. It's all brought me to where I am today, and I am truly grateful for it, right? But when I look back in hindsight and I think, what is the greatest lesson that I learned in all of that? And the greatest lesson that I learned in all of that is when somebody leaves your life, and I've had to learn this lesson multiple times, by the way, but when somebody leaves your life, that is, and you are heartbroken and you are in the midst of that heartbreak, that is your cue from the universe to start working on yourself. Not to go fucking jump into a new relationship, not to go get under somebody. Like, that's the worst thing you can do. I don't care who you are. That's the worst fucking thing you can do. It's literally a transfer of trauma. You're transferring your trauma from this situation to that situation. It's not a good idea. It doesn't work out. 9.99999 out of 10 times, it's not going to work. Because the whole point is for you to do the work on yourself. Go to therapy. Get a life coach. Fucking learn a new hobby. Spiritually elevate. Do what you have to do for yourself, and the rest falls into place. So that it's a literal win-win. So that if they come back, you are meant to be with that person, maybe just not at this point in time, maybe down the road, maybe a couple years down the, whatever it is, right? How do you think it would be if they did come back years down the line, or let's say a year down the line, and you did no work on yourself, but they did, and they come back a completely transformed person and they come back to you, same exact person that you were a year and a half ago? How do you think that's gonna, like, do you think that math is gonna math? Cause it's not. Like, at all. The point is to focus on yourself always. And I got news for you. When you get into that new relationship, or that person comes back and you truly want to work on things, and you see like potential in working on things and rebuilding with another person from the past, whatever it is, because I don't knock it. You know, we always say like never take back people from the past. That depends on the situation, right? There are some exes, actually probably one in particular, that if she came back tomorrow, I'd tell her to go kick rocks. But then there are other people that if they came back, well, there's another person in particular that if she came back, I would want to rebuild the relationship, friendship, whatever the fuck. So it's case by case. It depends, right? Depends on what the person did, how it ended, whatever. And where they're at now. But the point I'm trying to bring forth is that if you don't work on yourself, you're actually, in any area of life, you're doing yourself a disservice, right? There was a thought that I had, but I don't remember what I was going to say. My ADHD brain just fucking kicked in. You should always be working on yourself. That's what I wanted to say. Even if that person comes back or you start a new relationship, you should always be working on yourself. So through a breakup, through a disconnection with somebody, that is the most pivotal time that you're going to need to be working on yourself. Give yourself the grace, give yourself the time to feel it, but do not focus on if the person is going to come back or not. It's a hamster wheel you don't want to get on. Like it's a hamster wheel you don't want to ride. I promise you that. And another thing, and I feel like I have a whole video on this that I want to make, but let me just say, and this is coming from somebody who gets paid to do tarot readings, link in my bio if you want a personal reading, right? Ethically, as a tarot reader, somebody who takes money for my time doing tarot readings, if you are coming to a reader for the same issue over and over again, multiple times a week, and that tarot reader is just consistently taking your money and giving you the same message and the same message and the same message, stop seeing that person. Because for me, when I am dealing with people who have the same questions over and over and over again, they're just asking it 700 different ways, but it's the same question essentially, and they're seeing me 2-3 times a week or however much. Ethically, from an ethics standpoint, it's my responsibility as somebody that considers myself I am a spiritual coach, right? It's my responsibility to put a stop to that. Tarot readings are fun. They're amazing. They can give you great insights, but that's all they are, is insights. We should not be living our lives by them, period. It's just not something, it's not healthy. It's good as like a compass, right? But a compass isn't a GPS. A compass it tells you which direction you're going, but at any moment you could shift and then be going in a different direction. The choice is really yours. The tarot tells you, if you continue on this path, this is where you're headed. This is the most likely probable outcome. But it's not end all be all. We all have free will. We all have lessons we need to learn in life, right? The universe delivers us gifts after we receive those lessons, and we learn them, and we do the fucking work. So if you want anything to happen, and this is the point that I'm trying to bring forth, right? I'm trying to really go full circle with all of this. If you want anything to happen in life good for yourself, the first and only thing you should be worrying about is doing the work. You want your ex to come back? Do the work. You want to build that business? Do the fucking work. You want to go back to school and learn and become a nurse? Do the fucking work. Literally. Do the work on yourself, and everything else falls into place. So it's not a matter of you continually asking the same questions 700 million different ways. It's a matter of you saying, okay, well, if this person never comes back, at least I leveled up. At least I fell in love with me and my process. And that is the only thing I have learned on my heartbreak journey. I mean, I've learned so much more, but like that is the only thing you need to know if you're trying to heal from some sort of situation. Work on yourself. Focus on yourself. Focus on, it's kind of like a bringing your awareness just back to you for a moment, even if you have to go into solitude for a second and turn off notifications on social media, right? Even if you have to block certain people or hide their shit from your feed. On Instagram, you can literally hide people's stories so you don't have to watch them. Okay, fine. Do it. Out of sight, out of mind. Your focus right after a breakup should be, it sucks to say, but it should be the ignorance is bliss. The less you know about what that person is saying, doing, thinking on their social media in real life, the less you know, the better you will feel. The more you can bring your energy back, start pulling your fucking energy back to yourself and putting that energy into you and the things that you want to do and the things that you want to accomplish. That's the key to healing from a relationship and that has ended, a painful breakup, regardless of what they've done, regardless of especially if they're a narcissist. I'm telling you right now, especially if they're a narcissist or have narcissistic tendencies. The worst thing you can do is entertain the questions in your brain about what's going to happen in the future. The sole fact is that nobody fucking knows. Even the best psychics don't know for sure. I've been to some great I mean, listen, some things are written in stone, right? Some things are just meant to fucking happen, destined to happen. But the thing about the universe is timing. It's not a thing. Time is a made up, man-made construct. It's our measurement and how we measure time, right? But it's made up. According to the universe, 7 years from now, according to the universe, is a blip on the fucking radar. To us, it's like, holy shit, that's a really long time. Yeah, because we're here living this experience. But in the grand scheme of the universe, that's nothing. Divine timing only means when everything is aligned, when your energy is aligned and their energy is aligned, whether it's your old person or a new person, when both of you guys are aligned and on the path, ready to like meet each other or reconnect, that's when it happens. Because so many people come to me and they're like, well, when is this going to happen? I can tell you, and the cards can tell you, and they have before, like, okay, this is most likely going to happen within the next couple of days. Like, I've been chef's kiss spot on with certain predictions like that. But like the cards can tell you you're going to get some sort of message. But what that message means, and life doesn't unfold with you get one single message from a person and you're in love. It unfolds with you get a message, you have you communicate, maybe there's a back and forth. It's not so black and white. And so a lot of the times when we're heartbroken, we tend to think in these black and white ways, like, okay, it's got to mean this has to mean that, or if they're messaging me, that has to mean that they're messaging me to get back together. No, not necessarily. It could just be something happened. You know what I mean? Like, life is not as cut and it's more nuanced, and the cards are nuanced, and these situations are nuanced. And so, again, the best piece of advice that I could give, and I'm, again, like I said, I'm somebody who could absolutely benefit from somebody's heartbreak, right? And vulnerability. I could take that person in their vulnerable state and just continue to suck the money out of them and allow them to remain in this vulnerable state, because the more vulnerable they are, there are tarot readers out there, there are fucking psychics out there that do this, right? The more vulnerable you are, the more stuck you are, the more questions you have, the more you'll come back, right? Especially if I build that trust with you. What I'd rather do is use the cards to give you insights into, okay, this is the path that you're on, but this is the advice that you could use. And what I'd rather do is empower you. My therapist has told me before, my job is to make it so that I'd never see you again eventually. I mean, I like, that's her job. Her job is to phase me the fuck out, or you, or whoever, right? Her job is to see me once a week, and that's exactly what was happening. We were seeing each other once a week, and it was great, and it was lovely, and she helped me a lot through some really, really fucking rough times. I've broken down many a times in her office. I've needed to emergency call her many times through certain life experiences. I've seen her once a week, and then I've phased it back to once every other week. And then some shit happened in life, and I needed to see her once a week again. And now we're back at once every other week. And then once every 3 weeks. Because her job, if she's doing it right, is to make it so that I can get to a point where I have the tools I need in my tool belt to not need her anymore. That is how I see my experience with people who come to me, especially even with tarot readings. When I start doing the coaching, when I start doing life coaching, it's not an indefinite amount of time. It's, you pay for a 4-week package, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, right? The longest I do right now is 8 weeks. And hopefully by the 8 weeks, progress has been made, But my job as a spiritual advisor, my job as a spiritual coach is not to keep you in this thought loop where you are hopelessly wondering if your person is going to come back, or if this is going to happen, or if that's going to happen. My job, and any ethical spiritual advisor, their job is going to be to make it so that you don't need them anymore. You don't need me. First of all, you should have never. Our job is to make it so that you understand that you never needed us, but that by the end of the 8 weeks or the end of the 4 weeks or whatever, however long it is, 12 weeks, whatever, but that by the end of that time period, you know for sure in your own fucking soul that you have what it takes. It's not a lifelong thing, right? And so I say all of this, and I'm probably going to stop this here because I don't want to be redundant in what I'm saying. I say all of this to just give you the advice that if you're going through anything in life, but especially a breakup, the advice is to work on yourself. Start there. If you want to work on yourself, if you want help working on yourself, I'm here. I'm here for coaching sessions, obviously, as well. I will be starting that probably in July officially, but I will be taking on clients probably in June to start for July, if that makes any sense. You can book me, but starting July is when you'll have the sessions. That's basically how it's going to be. But I'm here for that. I'm here to answer anybody's questions, obviously on these public forums, on Patreon, whoever is a patron of mine. I'm here to answer your questions. I'm here for you. I'm here. That's my position. But if you're going through something right now and you're needing some sort of advice, the advice is surrender. Release, let go, surrender. Throw your hands up, literally throw your hands up and look at God, the universe, whoever the fuck you believe is out there, if you believe anything is out there, and just say, I leave it up to you. Without question. Literally without question. And the only thing that I am in control of is the amount of energy that I put into myself and my goals and the things that I want to accomplish. Be it career, be it physical, mental, emotional. And that's that. So that's it. That's all I wanted to say. If you all have any questions or any comments, I'm totally open to hearing your feedback. Message me, email me. Everything you need to know about me is linked in the description below. I love you guys very much, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.